Okay, good afternoon and welcome to St George's Park for this media conference with Angel Gomes. As ever, housekeeping, if we can keep it to 3 questions per person in the first round. If we have got time, we'll come back. And at the end, we'll have a short section embargoed until 10:30pm this evening. Rob, Sky Sports News, do you want to get us underway?
Angel, lovely to see you.
You too.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Look, we've seen the FA's clip of you talking to Morgan Gibbs-White about how you FaceTimed each other when you got the call up and how neither of you quite knew. Talk us through that and how special was the moment?
We both got told on the day that the squad was getting announced on the Thursday, but we didn't get a call till a bit later on not later on in the day, but before the squad got announced. So you have no idea whether you're going to get selected or not. And I got a message off Lee, and he asked me to call him, and I was like, "Oh."
Lee asked you to call Morgan?
No, asked me to call. The manager asked me to call him, right. So I rang him, and he let me know that I was in the squad, and you can obviously imagine my reaction. And the first thing I was thinking is, I wonder if Morgan's been called, because obviously we're very close, and I didn't want to ring him because I didn't know whether he'd found out or not, and he didn't want to ring me after, so there was a bit of tension. And then my dad was like, just ring him. So I rang him, and when he answered, we just both looked at each other and started smiling. Before anyone said anything, I was like, no, and he was like, yeah. And then we just started jumping up and down in the room, and you could obviously, we was just buzzing.
It's lovely to share that with somebody you're so close to, isn't it, that you both got first call up at the same time?
Yeah, and it's something that we've spoke about in the longest. Obviously, we've played each other growing up in the age groups. We won the World Cup together, and this last tournament, the Euros, was very special for us because in our case, it was the last time we'd play with each other unless we'd get called up to the seniors. So in our heads, it was like, we have to win this and end it on as high as possible, playing with each other. And we managed to do that, and obviously managed to get called up at the same time, which is special.
Good stuff. Lee Carsley described you as a unique player. How would you describe kind of what your best position is and what sort of type of player you are? Because I think you are a bit different.
I'd like to say I'm just a midfielder. I can operate in all 3 roles. I can play as the deep line midfielder, I can play as a number 8, I can play as a number 10, I just love to play in the midfield and be able to distribute and help the team play in all different areas of the pitch. I'd say I'm confident. I like being on the ball and like taking responsibility. So that's more or less my game.
And I wanted to ask you about the journey as well. When you left Manchester United and go to Lille, it's always difficult to leave a club like Manchester United. And then you ended up on loan at Boa Vista, so it didn't happen immediately for you. It's not been an easy route for you, has it? And I wonder how you reflect on all of that now, sitting in that seat where you are now.
When I left, it was more for the idea to better myself as a player and obviously as a person going through the journey that I went through. I knew that eventually I'd be able to create a pathway for myself to be able to be in this position that I'm in now. It was difficult, obviously, leaving the club that I was at from 6 and heading into the unknown, really, for me personally. From then, it's been an uphill trajectory, but also with a lot of difficulties and difficult moments going through. But being in this position now makes everything all worth it.
Thank you.
Hi, Angel. Lee Carsley said that you're a player that controls games with your technique. Do you think your game is suited to international football, and do you think the game in England has changed since you left?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think it's a lot different to club football, international football, and I think with the players that this country produces, we've been close, and it shows the level of the team and where we're at as a nation, and it's something that I think going forward, like we have a lot of new players, not just myself, that I've had call-ups as well. So it's positive, I think.
You were previously mentioned by Gareth Southgate, and I know you said you thought you'd create a path for yourself to get to this position, but did you think you were close before this call-up?
Yeah, believe it or not, I was like pre-selected in the group of a lot of players, and whenever the squads was getting announced, I'd get the email, but obviously you get told whether you'll get a phone call or you'll know whether you're in the squad or not, and I missed it a lot of the times, but I knew that if I keep going, sooner or later I'll be able to create a pathway for myself, and I'm just thankful that I'm here now and I'm able to showcase myself.
Was that pre-selected for the Euros?
Well, I got the email, so you get kind of like a confirmation that if anything was to happen, you're kind of in the plans and stuff, but just didn't quite make the group. But, it's always fuel to keep going and to keep trying to get into the next selections.
And last summer when you won the Euros, Lee Carty said you're a player he thinks will go on to be a coach because of the way you see the game and you see it in pictures. Do you think you will go on to be a coach further down the line?
Probably, yeah. I can't actually hide that. Yeah, probably. I like that side of the game. I think I'm a big thinker, and I think it's something that I'll probably go on to do when I finish playing, but it's not something that I'm thinking of right now, but yeah, probably, yeah.
Go back to Jack.
Hi, Angel. What's this camp been like since you joined up here?
For me, it's been really positive, really. I've settled in well. There's players that I already knew previously, and some new faces that I've got to know over the last couple of days that have helped me settle in perfectly. And I think it's exciting, and I'm just looking forward to the rest of the week.
What did Lee and the coaches say to you guys when you all joined up?
Nothing really. Just in the sense of we've the squad obviously previously before I obviously joined, representing the country in the best way possible, and it's shown in the previous tournaments how close England have been as a nation, and we're kind of going off the back of that and trying to emulate and make the next step in winning the tournament, and that's what is here, trying to impose and set targets for the team.
And finally, having played with Lee for a long time for the 21s, can you just describe a bit what he's like as a coach?
He's a very fair coach. He's very, very honest. He's direct in his approach, and he's very close to the squad, and I think it helps as a player when a coach takes interest in a player, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch also.
Thanks. If you want to go first, then we'll go John and Faye after you.
Hi, Angel. With the first England call-up, just one from me. With the first England call-up, how hungry has it made you to, to make sure it isn't just a one-time thing?
Yeah, that's in the back of my head. That was in the back of my head coming here, obviously. You want to play for your country as much as possible. This has been special for me the last couple of days, and it's something that I'd love for it to continue in the long run. So, yeah.
Faye, then John.
Hi, Angel. Nice to see you. Congratulations as well. You mentioned the under-20, the under-17s. You captained that team. Obviously, Mark Gahey, Phil Foden, Jadon Sancho in it, and you've seen them progress into the senior team. Did you feel as if, maybe you'd have to wait this long for a senior call-up? Does it make it that more special?
I think playing for your country, you can wait as long as it takes, really. The moment you're able to represent your country at the highest level, that's the highest moment you can get to personally in your career. And I've seen everyone do it early, but it didn't discourage me, if anything. it made me hungrier. And, you know, seeing teammates that you've played with from 15, 16 go on to almost live your dream, you can't be any happier for them, you know. And whether it would have took me an extra 3 years, 4 years, or however long it takes, I'm just happy that I'm in the position that I'm in now, and I hope that it can continue for more years.
And you obviously know a lot of the players, but was there anyone in the senior squad already that you didn't know that you've maybe sought out to try and get some advice from?
Yeah, obviously the skipper, Harry, and there's a few others that obviously the experienced ones that have been in the group a long time that, you know, you can go to and ask questions or ask for advice, and, you know, everyone's been welcoming, so people will come to you to see how you are and almost make you feel assured. So it's been good.
Who else? Can you elaborate a bit more? On that?
Pickers as well. There's John Stones. There's Declan Rice. There's a few others. I can't name them all, but they've all made me feel welcomed, and, you know, it's been good for me to kind of be around players like that have all the experience, you know, to help me.
Just finally, you mentioned some difficult moments in your career. I wonder if you can tell us a little bit more about that, and also what was the best piece of advice that Lee Carsley has given you on your journey?
I'd say hardest point was obviously leaving England, going to Portugal, you know, into the unknown. There was a project there for me to kind of immerse myself into, but, you know, I never knew how it was going to go. You know, it was stepping into the unknown for me, and then obviously going to France afterwards, so learning a new language, adapting to the country, adapting to the football. It was a very difficult time for me, you know, to adapt to all of it. And I knew in the long run, if I stuck to it, that I'd be able to get to where I want to get to. Oh yeah. And Lee, one of the things he always says is, you're giving yourself the best chance if you're doing well at your club, and, you know, it links in, coincide with the national team. So as long as you're doing well for your club and you're representing yourself at a high level, you've got the best chance to play with your national team.
Thanks, mate. John Murray.
Hi, Angel. And just on the your development at Lille, can you pick out a few moments during the years that you've been there now that have really catapulted you in the right direction?
I think ever since our last manager, that's just gone to AC Milan, Paulo Fonseca, came in, we had a conversation, and he pulled me aside and said he wants me to play a bit deeper, and showed me how he wants the team to play, and said that I'll be a major part of what he wants to do, and said that I'd be able to help the team with the ideas and to assure the team, you know. And it wasn't something that I've not done before, or a position that I've not played. I've played in that position before, but obviously to play at the highest level in that position, it takes, you know, a good coach, good ideas for you to be able to show and prove yourself. And I think from when he came in, you could see how the team played and how it complemented me well. So I think from there, it really helped me.
And did that kind of dovetail with what Lee Carsley was asking you to do with the under-21s?
Yeah, because at the club level, I was almost doing similar role to what I was doing in the national team, but obviously playing in France, you don't have as much awareness or thingy or recognition that, of course, the Premier League's going to get, which is normal. But I was already playing that position and played the whole season playing there. So when I came to the national team, it was very similar and very easy.
And with Lee Carsley, is there anything that marks him out as being dramatically different from other coaches that you've worked with?
just in the sense of he's very easy to speak to. You know, he'll ask you what you think of a training session, the game, or he'll pull you aside and say, I've got this planned out. What do you think? And it's not just him asking the question. He wants to really know your input, and he will listen, and he will listen to a lot of the other players. And, you know, I think when a manager puts that ownership and, you know, that confidence in you, you repay it on the pitch, and good at doing that.
That's James Robson at the end.
Hi, Angel.
Hi.
If Lee Carsley's a fan of you, that would suggest he's a fan of a certain style of football. What kind of football can England fans expect to see in this new era?
Similar, really. As you know, the country's got a huge pool of talent, and it's just trying to get all the ideas and the right system in place for it to be able to gel and for it to work out for the type of players that we have. Really, he's very attacking, but also with a huge emphasis on defending also, and you know, having a good unit. And I think that showed in the Euros. In all the games we played in, we didn't concede. And for as well as how we played offensively, defensively, we had the unit and we had a good block. So I can just say positive, really.
And I wonder, when you were watching this England team at the Euros, the senior team, given the sort of quality that was in that team and players who didn't even get to play that much, could you see where you would fit into that team?
Yeah, I'd like to say so. Yeah, I could see where I could fit in. Obviously, it's really difficult to play for England. It's really difficult, like I said, with the amount of talent and the amount of players that are playing at a high level consistently. You know, you've got to be on top of your game, and you've got to be consistent. And you know, watching the games, you can always kind of put yourself in situations or situations where you think you can help. I think as a player, there'll be players that didn't get called up to go also that would tell you the same thing.
Thank you.
Thanks, James. We'll end the live section there and move on to a short section and Barker till 10:30 p.m. this evening. As the mic